You've seen all the glitz and glamour of pageants, but not what goes on behind the sash.
Hey y'all, it's Megan McCaffin, your Miss Monarch Volunteer, and I'm here today with Annika, our Miss Monarch Volunteer, and forever
Yes.
Miss America's outstanding teen. Okay, and you were 2020 and 2021, if I'm right.
I think so. 2020 and 2021 during the COVID years. So I had a 2 year.
Our COVID Miss Montana's outstanding teen.
Yeah.
All right. So, first question, what is your serve project?
My serve project is Policy is Personal, Connecting Youth to Lawmakers, with a focus on civic engagement. And I think this is very important because we are a representative democracy, and lawmakers are not in high schools. Very, very few of them are anywhere near to college. And so having young people share their stories and their interactions with current issues is a really great way to have our laws reflect what younger people are going through. And another bonus is that it improves your self confidence.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Um,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
why did you choose the Miss Montana Volunteer Organization?
I like that it is about being feminine but also powerful. A lot of traditional modes of education might not focus so much on learning how to perform, communicate on stage, and also train your body language to be very confident and to take up space. So I feel like a lot of young women um, are usually inclined to make themselves smaller with their hands, with their legs, and not take up space in a room. But it's very empowering, I think, to learn to go against maybe what's most comfortable and learn to be a powerful presence in any place. And that's why I joined the Miss Volunteers, because I was very, very shy when I was younger. And the pageant is the sort of thing that it's safe, but it also gets you out of your comfort zone.
100%. I'm even just like with some of my elementary kids, I'm like kind of going 50-50 on whether or not I want to like talk to them about the program and get them involved in our Little Miss. Any
Aw,
Actually, no, they'd just be our Little Miss because we've just got kindergarten and second for our girl elementaries. But even then, like, I feel like it'd be such an amazing program for some of them because they're just kind of like shy and timid. And I'm like, no, go do this.
no.
But yeah, there's like, you can't use that excuse with me. I'm not going to take it. But
It's good to grow with the program.
for sure. All right. So, do you have any plans for your year with your local title? I know you're working on applying to law school, and that's taking up a lot of space right now as well.
I actually got my law school admission test score back this Friday.
Oh,
I did not sleep very much the night before. I was very worried about it, but I actually did a lot better than I thought. So I'm
awesome!
really excited for that. I'd love to go to University of Virginia or maybe Montana State, but we'll see. I do like the scholarships. So whatever scholarships come to me, I will take.
Yeah.
But I am really excited to continue working on connecting youth to lawmakers through primarily the American Cancer Society. The American Cancer Society is actually having a celebration for adding e-cigarettes to the Montana Clean Indoor Air Act this year.
That's
And that, yes, it's wonderful. And that's taking place on the 29th. I am giving a very short speech there, um, and we also have quite a few high schoolers who are getting involved through American Cancer Society, through React Montana. Because if you remember a few years ago, like e-cigarettes were very new. And
awesome.
so a lot of older people thought, oh, that's not a problem. They didn't really know what it was. And meanwhile, if you went into a high school, it was absolutely everywhere. So, yeah, I'm very happy to see the youth engagement with this issue because I think it primarily is a youth driven issue. And I'm also working on water issues in my town. We are having a little problem with contamination here and there. And so having people be able to represent themselves to the government, I actually was in Senator Daines and Senator Sheehy's offices this last month, which was a new experience for me. It was a little nerve-wracking, but it was really nice, and I felt like my stories were heard, so I appreciated it.
Yeah. No, that's honestly amazing. Like I cannot imagine doing that, like especially as a teacher. Like I get nerve wracked like walking in front of my kids and like having to teach them something, and I'm like, I have a degree. Why am I
Yes.
nervous for this?
Good though, because it shows how much you care about being a good mentor to them, and how much you want to do right by them, I think. So it's really encouraging, actually.
Yeah. No, they're awesome kids. According to them, I am everyone's favorite teacher, so I'm winning at life apparently.
Yeah, being the kid's favorite is a tough battle.
Yeah, well, it's also like I have them on board with all my stuff, so now I just need to carry them through like the next oh my gosh, 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, my babies.
That's so cute. Yeah, I worked at the Boys and Girls Club when I was a teen, and I remember feeling very attached to most of the kids. And actually, they started calling me mom because it made me really embarrassed, and they saw that weakness, and they were like, "That's your name now."
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I love kids.
Yeah, they're awesome. They say some of the goofiest things and it cracks me up. Like I
Or, um, yeah, having a little acne as a teenager, and the kids going, "What's that on your face?"
oh,
Okay, that definitely made me more resilient.
yeah. Mine was always like
Cute
the
though.
four eyes thing because I still need glasses to this
Yeah.
day and I hadn't discovered contacts, so I had these like big old glasses. Like,
That's
but it
on
got
brand
to the point, like in middle school where I was just like, dude, get better jokes.
though. Yeah.
So
This ground has been tread on too many times. We need fresh material.
exactly. All right. Getting back on track a little bit.
Yes. Okay.
Why did you choose to take on a local title with the Miss Montana Volunteer Program?
I think it's a really fun. People love the sash. It stands out in a crowd, and I also think that it's a little bit of fantasy in daily life. A bit of fantasy to the daily realities, and I just a fun addition to everything I do. I could say I'm Miss Monarch in addition to being Annika Bennion.
Yeah. I feel like it gets your foot indoors too.
Yes.
It's like, especially if you aren't very well known in your community or in like a pillar of your community, it's kind of difficult to be like show up and be like, I want to help. But if you have something else, they're like, oh,
You're
yeah,
so
come on and join us.
Yeah, because you've been, I guess, accredited by another group that says this is a trustworthy young woman. This is somebody you can be comfortable coming into your spaces and speaking about her topics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Right. So, what was your favorite part of pageant week?
Probably being backstage with the girls and the little sisters. I actually I didn't play so many games as a kid, right? Um, so I played Mario Kart for the first time. I I was really terrible at it. I mean, but people were very nice about my terrible game playing. And also, you remember when we were on stage during our group evening gown walk and nobody had any clue what was going on. So
Yes.
we were doing routine improv on stage and it was so funny.
So, for our
Yeah.
viewers, listeners who don't know, we were supposed to like walk up and like take a pause and take a minute. We were all supposed to do this like cool turny thing, but
Yeah.
we timed it wrong, so we all got to the front of the stage where we were supposed to like pause and take our moment, like after, like before our turn thingy, and we could hear the end of the song going, so we all just kind of stood there and posed, and we were like, "Oh no, what
Like,
is going on?"
side eye. When did we go off? Because we had practiced it maybe twice.
We
But
did not practice our groupie.
yeah. It was still really cute though. I mean, we were in our beautiful dresses and
Yeah.
that was probably the funniest moment of the week.
Yeah. Well, and I also like was talking with people afterwards, and they were like, "Oh, I didn't notice." I was like,
Yeah.
"We did it!
Because
Awesome!"
we look so good. If you put a sparkly gown on, I think you can really do quite a bit of choreography mess up and no one will notice. Because there's a sparkly gown in there. What else do you need?
It's like I feel like it's almost like a crow. Like you get distracted by the sparkles, and you're just like, "Ooh, shiny!"
Yes. So that's a nice lesson for stages. As long as you're happy to be there, I think pretty much anything can happen, and it's still a good show.
Oh yeah, you have to own it is the biggest thing. Like you need to own that mistake and just be like, I meant to do that because nobody else knows that I messed up except for you and like maybe 4 other people.
Yeah, or technology malfunction, like my sound not going through for my violin. And when I was doing this very big performance, and I felt like I was going squeak, 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 squeak. But I still sold it, and I won a talent award. So there you go.
That's true, yeah. Didn't you have to do it like 2 times too? They like you finished it and then they rushed you back out because they were like, "We're gonna try that again with the sound," and the sound
Yes.
didn't work the second time, and they were just like, "We're leaving it."
Actually, they were nice enough to say, "Do you want to try it a third time?" And I went, "I think my fate has been decided in this realm." I felt like I showed my skill. It's all okay.
Oh my gosh, I did not know they offered it to you.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, it happens. Violin is not maybe the easiest instrument to mic because I'm moving around, basically wiggling around on stage, unlike a singer. But I also don't necessarily have a big backing track like you would for just dancers. So it's okay. They tried their best.
Yeah, it's okay. I honestly loved it, like with or without sound. Like it was so incredibly phenomenal. Like I loved it. Your entire talent. I was just like in awe. I was just like sitting there. I was like, whoa. I felt like I was 5 again watching Pretty Girl on stage.
Well, that's what I wanted to do. Is obviously the geopolitical world these last few years has been a little stressful, and I feel like we could use some more magic in our lives. So I chose something that I thought would be very fairy tale, very happy and feeling.
Yeah. No, I think it got across wonderfully.
Thank you.
Of course. All right. So, have you had any like mishaps that have happened during your year with your title yet?
Um, well, I got through most of them as a teen title holder, luckily. The
Okay.
first time I did an interview, I actually conducted a couple interviews when I was a teen title holder, right? And I was sideways the entire time through my interview, my very first interview on Instagram. And later I asked the interviewee, "Why didn't you tell me?" And she said, "I thought you knew what you were doing." I said, "Oh, well, I won't be doing that again." Another thing that I made a mistake with when I was a teen title holder was I went to nationals, and I I don't think I had as much fun as I could have. I was really worried about conserving my energy, practicing, being ready for stage. But I felt like I could have had more fun with the girls. Of course, I made friends, but this time I decided I would really have a great time with everybody, regardless of what happened backstage, whether my dress exploded or whatever. And it was a lot more fun. So, my advice is if you go to pageant week, you have prepared to your absolute best, and now just relax and let things happen.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's some great advice.
Unless you can magically, become the greatest speaker in the world in 2 days. I don't know if I'm personally capable of this, but
Awesome. What is one of your favorite memories as a title holder?
ooh, probably after I did a speech for actually the American Cancer Society again. This was during the annual Cancer Lobby Day Summit last year. A group of sixth graders asked me to do their graduation speech, and I was so honored. I felt really, really happy to be asked to be in that role. And it felt like I had gotten my messages across and I had improved as a speaker. So it was very gratifying.
Yeah, that's so cute and that's
It's
awesome.
cute.
I'm like even imagining like my 5th and 7th graders. I'm like, yeah, no way any of them would have the guts to go up to somebody and be like, "Do you want to
Yeah.
speak at a graduation?" They'd probably
Yeah.
make me do it. They'd be like, "Mr. Kevin, can you go ask them? Can you go ask them?" I'm like, it'd just be like, "No, you go do it."
Yeah.
All right. What is your or one of? I'm not gonna make you choose just one because it's
Okay.
impossible. Favorite memory from pageant week?
Ooh, I was playing with one of the little sisters backstage, and she didn't want to go to lunch with her mom, so I was chasing her around saying, "Salad, soup." Very dramatic. We had a great time together, and I actually got a workout because I was still in my heels. I was
Oh,
running around chasing her in these heels. So it was just a cute moment, and she actually did end up going to lunch, so I was successful.
that's good at least.
Yes.
You like I feel like during pageant week, it's almost impossible to skip lunch. Like, you need something.
I ate more calories that week than I usually do in a year, I think.
You burn a lot, though. Like, you
I
need
do.
to keep up appearances and that energy.
Yeah, my preferred food for pageant week is probably dark chocolate. I think I burned through a dark chocolate bar every day, or maybe more. And then after that, I could not stomach dark chocolate for about a month. But at the time, it was totally worth it.
That works. I feel like that's how I am with like mac and cheese. I will just like there will be points in my life where I'm just like consistently eating mac and cheese, and then I just like a month later I'm like, no, I need a burger or something. I can't.
I've gotten my calcium stores for the month. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes. It was. I went to the pageant to achieve two goals. Of course, I wanted to win, but I also really wanted to improve my evening gown and swimsuit walk because that was always my weakest point, in previous competitions. And I was a little insecure about it because I felt like my interview and talent were just much better. So
Yeah.
I spent a lot of energy to improve that parts of myself. And then I felt fantastic on stage, and they were actually my favorite sections of the competition. So I'm still happy. I had a good time, and I really like spending the week with you guys. So
Yeah.
it's
Honestly,
a
it
happy
was
story.
like it was so much fun. And like I'm gonna be completely honest here for a second. Some of us were like a little bit nervous coming with you coming in because we were like,
Really?
she's won before. Like she's been to a national level. Like we were worried you might be a little bit stuck up.
Oh well,
That's not
I'm
the
coming
case
in.
at all. You're
I
like the
told,
most down to earth person I've probably ever met.
oh, thank you.
Yeah. And it like just kind of goes to show that like social media is like a great tool, but it doesn't always show like a full
Yeah,
person or like everything that goes on
yeah.
during a person's life or even just during pageant week because you show the most or
The pretty
the
photo.
most perfect or like the best parts. Yeah, because you want to like that's your portfolio basically. You want to show you at your best.
Yes.
So
And because employers are looking at it, and future mothers-in-law, who knows? But it's true that um, even though I try to put out really positive, inspiring content, I also feel like maybe I've been blessed with other things. Like, not everybody's family is supportive of doing pageantry, for instance. And so I'm very blessed to have it in that way. Um, but yeah,
yeah.
I just try to give back. I always wonder, oh, wow, this is going to go really off, but I always wonder, because I am, Christian, how it is that, like in America, I can go to college and have a career, right? But
Mhm.
girls in other continents, other countries will never have that opportunity. And like Malala, they might get shot for it. And it's just very strange to me. But
Yeah. It's kind of very strange to me too. And there's been this whole thing like within my community that so many more parents and families are choosing homeschool options, which is completely fine. Like if that is what works best for you, your family, your situation, your kids, like that is completely okay. But I also know a good chunk of those families are working all the time and their kids probably just want to take the easy way out. And I'm like, do you not understand how much of a privilege it is to be able to go to school for free? Where you have like teachers and educators who genuinely care about you and want to see you succeed? Like, that is, it's insane to me. And I've been like talking with so many of our other teachers, like from all over the place, all over the state. And we're all just like, we wish that there was something to like some kind of benchmark that kids had to do, or like some type of mandated homeschool curriculums that we know these kids are actually getting homeschooled. And they're just staying on their phones, not doing anything.
because,
Because,
yeah. Or kids who are isolated from society and not allowed to interact at all, which would be the flip side of course, all this. Being too much on your phone is being too far away from any communication or outside ideas. Which is difficult because I actually was homeschooled starting from sixth grade, but and I had a great experience with it. But I know that's not the case for everybody, and I even as a kid I was like, wow, this is really quick. How we just say, okay, Annika did like 40 hours of this, to the state, and that's all. I think like at least welfare checks of the kids' health are probably a good idea.
Yeah. Well, especially because I'm so rural. Like, it's
Mhm.
even more difficult because I'm like, I can take a good guess that a lot of those kids are probably out working on the farms or working on the ranch and they aren't like actually sitting down and getting stuff done, which is really frustrating because I also know probably a good chunk of them left because the past English teacher was so awful.
Oh, was she not nice? She was not
Oh
nice to
no,
them?
he was awful. He was like online only, and he had my current seventh graders, when they were sixth graders, read Beowulf. And my AP senior struggled with that. It's like old English, like
Yeah.
pre Shakespeare, basically. Like, think of like the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Like,
I
and
know.
oh, and he had
Ooh,
them read it on their own. And I
see,
have
that makes sense.
and I have been like struggling to like get my kids to recognize I'm not going to do that to them. Like, they need like one or two questions when they do the reading. They've got like 2 to 4 chapters. Like, comparatively, it is insanely easy for them
Yeah.
because just how bad the last one was. Even with like my freshmen, we do Shakespeare at the end of the year for every high school because they've got a ton of stuff going on. We read it in class, and it was so difficult for my freshmen to comprehend that like we were reading it in class. We were going to do it together.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I was like, I wanted to like take them all in my arms and just be like, you poor children. I promise I am not that bad.
Wow. Yeah, because to have your grades that help determine where you go to college be dependent on, yeah, I think a lot of kids can tackle that sort of reading material if you have a lot of adult support, but
Yeah.
like you said, that's intense. Well, I know. So you teach every grade basically, kindergarten to 12th?
I'm 5 through 12 English, so I'm just their English teacher. But yeah, 5th through 12th grade, I've got, I'm trying to remember how many kids I have. 6? I've got 6 kids total
Well,
on my
that's
class.
really nice because you get to know them individually and
Yeah, I get to know them individually. I really get to like help them out individually. And earlier this month, my 7th graders came to me and they were like, "We really want to put on a Halloween play." And I was like,
aw.
"Okay, let me check with our principal." And she was like, "That sounds awesome. Let's do it." And they were just so shocked I even asked.
Oh, really?
I was like, "Guys, if it's within what I can do, I will fight for you and like
Right.
advocate for you doing this because it is important for you guys to have an arts education that includes
Yeah.
theater and drama." Like,
Theater is so helpful, I think.
oh my goodness, yeah, it's so helpful. It's so helpful. And I was like, yeah, let's get everyone involved. Like, let's get the elementary. Like, we did like art decorations. Like, we got our pre-K involved. Like,
Oh,
it has been so awesome to like see these kids and get so excited about this, and it makes
yeah.
me so happy because I'm like, this is awesome. This is what I wanted from you guys.
What play is this? Is it
We're
something that
doing that. Yeah, we're doing
that's,
a version of the Headless Horseman.
oh, I love that.
Yeah, so
That
it's like
is that's great.
yeah, so it's like a little bit less scary, but they still get to like run around and have fun with it. It gives our elementary kids another option to like kind of show off their costumes because it's like a Halloween party where they're hearing about the story. It's really awesome. I'm really excited.
That's so cute. Yeah, I wish honestly I would have loved to have you as a teacher as a kid. That's exactly the sort of teaching that is just like engages you with the curriculum because you know that if you put forth your ideas and your opinions, they'll be accepted instead of just rejected for reasons you don't even understand necessarily. I did theater when I was a kid for a little bit and I auditioned for and the shopkeeper and the guy looked at me and went, "You would be perfect for Pythagoras, the
The triangle
crazy." Yes, the
guy?
triangle.
I was so confused. I was like, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, so theater really shows you who you are inside, apparently. That was a formative experience for me. I was in a scratchy brown robe and I said stuff about let me see, stuff about the earth going around the sun, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very smart things.
Yeah, and everybody else ignored me, of course, but I guess I was meant to be a quirky old man from age 12.
Yeah, that
Yeah, that's my destiny.
Yeah. Apparently, I was always just destined to be the weird nerd from the
But
time
then
I
you
was
become
born,
a teacher
basically.
because you like to talk about your nerdy subjects, and those just happen to be the foundation of scientific research in society. So there you go.
That works.
Yeah.
All right. We kind of already talked about it a little bit, but what was one difficult part of pageant week for you?
Mm, Probably getting enough rest at night because I'd go back home, and even though I was exhausted, I'd be so pumped up from everything I did that day, all the new people I talked to, that I would want to stay up and run around and talk to people instead of getting the rest I needed. And that made some of the later parts of the week rather difficult. So I suggest not doing this and going to bed as soon as possible during any pageant experience.
Yeah. You get home, you change, you do whatever you gotta do, and then you are in bed, laying
Yes.
down.
Yeah. And ideally, keep your spaces clean,
Oh,
which leads to a lot of time saving. I got a little messy in the middle and then I had to clean up because I was starting to go, where's this? And where's that? And I was playing Where's Waldo during very quick changing sessions, makeup sessions. It was not ideal.
yeah.
So don't do this to yourself. That's my PSA.
Yeah. Stay clean.
Stay clean, and organized, if at
Clean
all
and
possible.
organized. What was one of the funniest things that happened during pageant week?
Oh, during the ice cream day, right? It was really fun. There was an ice cream truck that came, and everybody got to order ice cream, which was a very welcome sugar bomb in the middle of the dance practice. But they took the worst photo of me and published it on Instagram. So if you go on Miss Volunteer Instagram, you can see me really enjoying the ice cream I had taken, which was bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls. Um, it was funny and a little embarrassing, but at this point, I am no longer a teenager, so I get to not be insecure about such things. It's funny.
Exactly. One, everybody got like bubbles in their eyes. Were just like her eyes were meant to be up here, and they were just like down here.
It became more horror than cute at the end there.
Yeah, it felt like you were looking into like black soulless.
Yeah, little beads. Well, and the sun was very, it was so hot during the pageant week. I mean, you go outside for 2 minutes and you're cooked. And then the makeup solidifies onto your face like you are in the Grand Canyon or something. Felt like a geological formation in the desert.
Exactly. Well, and I remember too, like we were all like taking photos, and Leslie was trying to like get us to stay outside, and we were all just like, "Can we be done, please?" Because none of us knew
Yes.
what was going on.
Or
And
these nice.
I like heard the ice cream truck, and I like turned around, and I was just like, "Ice cream!"
Yeah,
Yelling
I
like
was very pleased.
I oh my, I don't think I'm ever going to live that down.
It's
I
okay.
mean, like, everything.
I only remember my own embarrassing moments, and I think this is true for most people. So, anything anybody else has ever done, I do not remember.
Yeah,
Only my own. Yes. So, I wouldn't be worried.
yeah. Uh, He'll be fine, hopefully.
Hopefully.
All right. What was your favorite area of competition?
I actually was really surprised because I love swimsuit.
Mm.
I thought I would not enjoy it that much. I was pretty nervous about it beforehand. Then I got on stage and thought, oh, this is actually pretty easy. All I need to do is have a straight spine and smile really big. But I did have a little cover up on my waist, which I thought was much more comfortable if you're a little more modest, like I am, maybe. Um, Definitely invest in a cover up because it's actually, I think, even cuter than just the swimsuit by itself.
Even if it's just like to have on backstage when there's like so many other people running around, like
Yes.
I have like two, and I'll just bring one. I'll just like have it on over. It just like helps a little bit.
Yeah, it's very nice to be able to choose um, how much you show, so to
Mm.
speak.
Yeah. When I was looking at like Miss USA too, like all their swimsuit photos, and I was like, these are all tiny. Like they didn't have a one piece option. I was like,
I
I
don't think
don't know.
that's Yeah, I think it's good to have, if you're going to be on stage and be showing off your body, you should be able to do it to the extent you're comfortable with.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
the judges can see if you're uncomfortable in your swimsuit too. Like
Right.
it, it hurts you more than anything. So I
Yeah.
was just shocked that they didn't have like a one piece option for them.
Yeah. And I think you can be, I mean, probably any amount is beautiful, whether it's a very tiny swimsuit, those Miss USA girls do look amazing.
Oh my
But
gosh.
the more covering options are also very beautiful. And I feel like just showing skin itself is not the only way to be beautiful or glamorous or elegant.
Mhm.
So I would like to see that in some of the other competitions, perhaps.
Right,
But
so we are down to our last two questions. Second to last question. What advice do you have for those who are thinking about competing?
take care of your health first and foremost. There's a lot of training you can do, of course, interview practice and eating lots of protein, all that. But at the end of the day, it's really important to prioritize your sleep, your mental well being, eating nutritious and filling food, and also spending time with whoever makes you feel good in your life, your friends or your family, mentors, relationships, because pageants above all should be a fulfilling experience, I think. Sometimes it can be characterized as extremely competitive where everybody's, beauty is pain, going to great lengths to prove themselves. And I think it's much better to see it as a self discovery journey and as a way of growing the areas that you really want to see yourself improve in, while also making strong relationships with other women. Like you and I became great friends during pageant week. So maybe relax because you will have lots of periods in your life to prove your worth, improve yourself as a person, and the pageant is just one of them. The other advice I have is for interview, do some journaling. It really helps to write down your thoughts, and then if you forget something, I'm quite terrible at remembering what I've actually done. I'll say I have plans to do this. I'm currently doing this, and I'm pretty sure I did something for my platform at least in the last year. But what? It's really helpful to have these things written down so that you can reference them and also build an understanding of who you are as a person, not just to say to the judges, I'm very ambitious, I'm very courageous, but so that you actually learn, well, what do I value most about myself, and what do I want to see my weaknesses be turned into strengths. So for me that was um, being very comfortable in my body, taking up space on stage. But it will be different for everybody. So write that down.
Yeah. Well, and I think also like going back to that point you made about like pageants like being one of the ways you can show your worth.
Yes.
Like ever, and this is also like just kind of a personal anecdote. Ever since I started teaching, I have just been so much more comfortable, and
Oh,
it's kind of odd to think about it because I've been preparing for this for 4 years. Like it's my career, but just being there has kind of just shown me like what kind
yeah.
of a person I want to be, what kind of mentor, what kind of teacher I want to be. And it's so strange to have that because for the past like 2 to 3 years, I've only had that in like the pageant setting where
Yeah.
it's like one night, one group of people. But now I see my kids like almost every single day. And they're all coming up to me and they're like so excited to see me. They're excited for what we're doing. And it just kind of like, I don't know, it fulfills me in such a different way. And it's so
Right.
amazing. Like, pageants aren't the only thing that you can use to fill your cup. You can use your
Exactly.
career, you can use your relationships, any of these other things. Because I think,
Worth. Yes.
yeah, like, I feel like some girls get so caught up in like just the pageant. And I'm like,
Yes.
that's not the only part of who you are, though. Like, you are so many other things. Like, you're a daughter, you're a mother, a wife, whatever. Like, so many other things that you can use to, like, fill your cup with happiness and joy and love.
Right. And I do want to make sure I haven't misspoken. And I say prove your worth. I do not mean like say that I'm valuable because I'm beautiful or because I can style my hair. The judges think I'm great. I mean, show that you can trust yourself and show that you can improve yourself so that when you're feeling stagnant or maybe a little down, you go, well, actually, I was able to do that and I was able to achieve my goals. And I know that I am a capable person and that I can become even better. That's what I mean.
And it also is just kind of like that self-proving where it's like, no, I can do hard things. Like,
Yes.
I walked on stage in a swimsuit to be judged by people I've never met.
Yes.
Compared to whatever it is that's scaring me, that's a cakewalk.
Yeah, it really is. I felt like preparing for that made me see my body as, something that gets me around through the day. It helps me succeed. Like type on a computer, play the violin, go out running because I love to run, instead of just something to be evaluated for how beautiful it is, which is maybe the opposite of how people tend to think of swimsuit and pageants. But for me, it was um, quite an empowering experience.
Final question.
Okay.
What is one mental health mantra or habit that you live by?
Okay. Consistency is more important than perfection. If you do something a little bit every day, it's so much more important than putting so much pressure on yourself that you only can bring yourself to maybe do it once a week, but it's absolutely perfect that one time a week. So, for instance, I am learning Mandarin Chinese. I speak it quite terribly, but I allow this to be true, and I do a little every day, knowing that I am improving by increments. Because if I expected myself to speak it perfectly anytime soon here, I would be very disappointed. So always think of the consistency before perfection.
That needs to be a quote in a white woman's house.
Any person's house. Yeah. It's a little I'm appreciative of the live, laugh, love idea, but sometimes you need a little more grounded idea in your life.
For sure. All right. Well, that's all of the questions that I
Oh,
have for you.
thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Yeah, thank you so much for hopping on this call and chatting with me. It's great to catch up. I feel like
It is,
this is one of the only times I get to catch up with all my pageant sisters.
well, in Montana, everybody is so spread out.
Oh my gosh.
So,
It's insane. Well, thank you so much for hopping on this
yes, thank
call.
you. It's so nice to see you again.
Yeah, it was amazing to see you too. And this should be going, and I try to stay consistent, like first Thursday of every month, which means this would be November 6th, I think. This episode would
Okay.
go live. Right. Well, I will let
Okay.
you go get on with the rest of your day. It was awesome chatting with you.
Yeah, after covering every conceivable topic besides pageantry, I will now release you before I start talking about rare earth metals and Chinese company dominance.